Gonna have to see ID. Hands out your pockets for officer safety. So where you coming from? And what does it make you think that you have freedom?
I'm not. I'm a big boy. I know my limitations. I know the law better than this guy.
Okay, he's got personal items in the car, so don't film inside the car, please.
I'm not. I can film right here. I'm on the sidewalk.
You absolutely can.
Yeah. Just bark orders, man. That's all you do. Support each other. He's wrong what he did. So, before I leave, Sergeant Torres,
Yes, sir.
I want you to explain to me, when I explain to him what I'm doing, which is a legally protected activity, this is open to the public.
Yes, I understand.
I'm not
that.
going into any secure areas.
I haven't denied any of that to you.
Right.
I totally agree with you on that.
So when I explained that to him, he immediately told me to sit down and give him my ID. How is that legal?
Well, I can't say that it's illegal or legal.
You can't?
Sir, let me finish. Stop doing that, please.
Doing
okay?
what?
You're asking me questions. Let me finish my response.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, usually when we talk to people, we're trying to feel them out and see what they're doing. It's kind of their attitude that dictates where we're going with it, whether they're being cooperative or they're, being uncooperative for some reason.
Right.
Okay, so when we see someone filming our station, we perfectly understand that it could be a news crew. I mean, I've never seen you working for a news crew or anything like that, so I don't know who you work with. But is it possible that you're doing a documentary for something? Of course. However, we do have things at the police department that we need to be secure about, because as I explained to you earlier, there are officers that get ambushed coming in the gates. We had 2 officers killed just doing their job last year. There's officers that die in traffic stops. Unfortunately, that's the reality that we live in. Police officers get randomly attacked. So when we see someone filming our station, we want to know what's going on and why they're doing it. Now, if our officer asks you for your identification or anything like that, he has every right to ask you for your ID. Now, I already explained to you, you have the right to not give it to him. I completely understand that on you. So I don't know if it was a misunderstanding, maybe a training issue I need to go over with my officer. That's also possible. But to automatically call him a bad cop just because he's looking out for the security of the department, I don't agree with you on that. I don't agree with you, because I hear bad cops, I watch them on the news. I don't support that. I don't support officers that are doing stuff they're not supposed to be. Now, that's a training issue. That's not a bad cop. He's looking out for the security of the department. Like I said, it's not something where we just randomly picked on you for no reason. We have cameras here that are watching you record the police department, so that's why we're here. So no one's trying to pick on you or anything like that.
Okay, are you finished now?
Sure.
Okay, so now let me speak. I let you speak. So when I came up here, I was filming the 2 fallen officers. Prior to that, I was filming the memorial and narrating. I was filming the 2 fallen officers when he came up, and I actually have the narration of what a terrible thing had happened. I wasn't aware of it. And when he came up, and I explained to him what I'm doing, I said, I see this story. This is a terrible thing that happened. What happened? Immediately aggressive with me. Immediately. His attitude with me, Sergeant Torres, was just unprofessional. Unprofessional, being a tyrant. Now, let's back up. I told you, you guys have every right to ask me and to approach me and ask me what I'm doing. It's common sense. But after I explained to him what I'm doing, I explained to him I'm making a news story on what public officials do on public time. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. Once I mentioned that to him, he told me to, hang on.
It doesn't have to.
Listen.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Listen, you told me not to interrupt you. You're interrupting me, and that's not fair, is it? Is it?
No, it's not, sir.
Okay. Thank you for acknowledging that. So let me please finish, and then you can talk again, but just let me finish. You asked me to let you finish, and I was courteous to do that. Please be courteous to me. So I explained to him, what crime do you suspect me of? To ask me to show you ID. He says, you have to always have ID on you. I don't have to always have ID on me. So number one, That's incorrect, okay? He wouldn't let me leave. I asked him, am I being detained? He says, yes, you are. I said, for what? He says, suspicious activity. I said, that's not a misdemeanor or a felony. You know, you can't make a constitutional protected activity. Let me finish.
You're right, Good.
Let me finish. You can't make a protected legal activity suspicious, okay? You can ask me questions. I don't have to answer. You're entitled to ask me anything you want, but I don't have to answer anything. I didn't even have to answer him, okay? However, I was cordial enough to do it, and it just opened up a bad scene with him. And the reason I'm calling him a bad cop, I'll tell you why. You can differentiate it, Sergeant Torres, and saying, hey, a bad cop, somebody that's taking money and this and that. That's a bad cop because he's a tyrant. He illegally detained me. He violated my civil liberty of doing what I'm doing, which is a legal protected activity, and he basically held me hostage. He would not let me go, and telling me that I have to have ID and I need to show it to him, it's all, you know, come on, man. You're bright enough to go. You're the sergeant. And so when you say it's a training issue, that's what it is. You get him trained, and I'm not going to think he's a bad cop. But for him to violate my civil right of what I'm doing, my civil liberty of filming in public, he's a bad cop. And the whole time, he's not courteous. He wasn't courteous. The other individual that came up, he needs to train him. Because he told me, you're not detained. He says, you're not detained, go ahead. And I said, well, he told me I'm detained. He said, am I detained? Yeah, you're detained. I said, for what? And again, repeating the nonsense. So I don't know, is he a rookie?
No, he's not a rookie, but like I said, it could be a training issue.
It is a training. It's not good. It's
okay,
not good.
Okay,
it's
now
definite.
it's my turn.
No, it isn't. I'm not done.
Yes, it's my turn because you've
done.
already explained everything. So what I am trying to tell you is this is my corrective action.
Okay, what is it?
It's a training issue.
Uh-huh.
It's something that I need to talk to him about. It's one of these things where, and I do want to correct you on something, is you weren't committing anything illegal. However, there's things, and I'm not saying this raised to that occasion, but there's things that raise up to reasonable suspicion where we can detain somebody, even though they haven't committed a crime. It's just based on something that they may be doing that causes us to believe, okay, it's something more than someone just filming the station. So like I said, it's not something that you did, but I'm just saying there are different levels that kind of take us to where, yes, you do need to show us your ID. In this case, that didn't happen.
So why did he do it?
I don't know. I can't answer for him, sir.
Right, but all you're telling me the whole time is there's a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
There's no misunderstanding.
There's a misunderstanding because maybe he thought that it was illegal for you to film the station.
He doesn't know that as a police officer?
Let me finish.
He swore an oath to the Constitution.
Look at the way you're acting. Let's take the context of our conversation.
Yeah, he's a bully.
Okay.
I'm not going to be bullied, so
Sir.
I'm going to elevate it.
Okay.
I'm talking cordial.
No, you're talking cordial with me.
But my voice goes up.
I can see how it can be a back and forth between you two.
Look, I was very cordial to the other officer. I'm cordial to you. But a guy like that, he can go kick rocks, man.
Okay.
He can kick
I know,
rocks.
but you got to look at it from this point of view too.
What point of view?
Exactly what you just said right now is there's attitudes involved. Maybe you got an attitude with him, so he gave it back to you, and then it was just unproductive at that point.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's going to be about 20,000 people seeing this video in about 2 days, and you can probably load it up yourself and see about the attitude. And then you're going to go, you know what? The guy filming was right.
I already told you that you're right if that's what happened.
No, that's what happened.
I didn't say that you were wrong, sir.
So what's your course of action? You're going to go back and you're going to talk to him and you're going to train him?
Yes.
Okay.
Not just him, other officers. I'm going to explain to them the situation and hopefully ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Okay.
But to call him a bad cop
for a
misunderstanding, I don't
It's not a
agree with you on that.
misunderstanding.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree, but I don't agree with you on that.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, well, like I said, you know, I'll probably come back here and see if it happens again with him. So the sooner you tell this guy to get his act together and what I'm doing is perfectly legal and he can't detain me and can't try, you know, hold me against my will. You know, that's basically like kidnapping, man. It's like, come on, officer.
Okay.
Sergeant
So
Torres.
I'm just curious, so you have nothing better to do than to come over here and test the waters out again?
I have nothing better to do?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you just told me, so that's why I'm curious.
What did I say? I have nothing better to do?
That you're going to come back out here and see if this officer tests you again. I hope it doesn't happen where, you know, you have this
nothing better to do.
contact,
No,
so.
that has a lot to do with something better to do. So when you say, I've got nothing better to do, how would I know that he's going to fulfill what you told him if I don't come out and see if he's going to do it correctly. So when you say I've got nothing better to do, that's not really a fair statement, is it?
Oh, but then look at it from your side. Oh, I don't believe the sergeant, so I'm going to go over there and test the sergeant out.
No, no, no. You're missing it. You're missing it. I'm not testing
you, man. It goes both
man.
ways.
I'm not testing
you're not
you.
all
I'm
right,
going to
and
see.
I'm not all right.
I'm
It goes both ways, sir.
I'm waiting to
Two-way
see
street
if
on
he's
that.
going to listen to you. You know?
Okay. Like I said, I agree with you. I didn't say you did anything wrong.
No, well, he
That's
did.
why I'm here. And,
He did.
Okay, so that's over with. I explained that to him, and I am going to talk to him again in
Okay.
detail about this.
Okay, good.
But I'm not going to sit here and talk to him in detail in front of the camera, sir.
No,
It just
because
doesn't
you
work
don't.
that way.
Right, because you don't want the public to see what a fool he
Sir,
acted
I
like.
just explained in front of the camera with the public. You said you're going to post this.
Right.
That it shouldn't have occurred that way. But
Good.
like I said, you were going back and forth with them too, so
Right.
that's just the way it is.
Well, I'm not going to sit there with my tail between my legs and let him be
I'm
a
not
bully.
saying you have to, sir. I'm not saying you have to.
Well, I got to stand up for what's right, and that's what I tried to do. And I told him immediately when he detained me, Sergeant Torres, I told him immediately, it's illegal what you're doing, get a supervisor. And then he got more pissed at that. So, you know, he's just a bully and a tyrant. At least you handled yourself somewhat professionally. I appreciate it.
Somewhat. I would
You're
say
picking,
more professional. but-
when you came out, you're going, what's wrong with you? You're shaking. I know how you guys work. I do
Well-
this all the time.
Well, sir,
You're
my concern was, really, why are you shaking? No one's being aggressive with you. I mean, I didn't understand. I wasn't there for the first contact.
I got three
but-
cops in front of me, and
Yeah.
I got one with his hand on his gun. Why wouldn't I be nervous?
Okay, but
Huh?
you're not carrying a weapon. But I get that.
And
I get
also,
that. Perception, I get it.
Sergeant Torres, I asked him to ID himself, and he wouldn't ID. It's right here. I got a vision impairment. Is that what you would tell the judge when you go in? It's right here? Come on. He needs some training. He needs some training. So I appreciate you training him, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, that
All
works
right?
for me.
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to hang out while you're on the property, and you can do whatever you want.
That's
on here.
fine. I'm walking.
Okay.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Just another tyrant. They're good at all the verbal judo, but not as good as they think they are. All right. Well, that's it for the Palm Springs Police Department. I'm going to hit them up again. Of course, as the sergeant says, "Oh, now you're going to test the sergeant, huh?" It works both ways. Just such nonsense, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, huh? Okay, well, everybody. Stay well, stay safe. News Now, California. See you on the next one. Bye now.